In 1876, Jesse James, Frank James, Bob, Jim, Cole Younger, Charlie Pitts, Bill Caldwell, and another raider came in to rob the bank, and they had been robbing banks all over the Midwest. Let's go get some money out of the banks and the stagecoaches and the trains. And people just gave up. But when they came to Northfield, it wasn't like that at all. And so when they rode into town, they come walking into the bank, three of them, demanding money. In the meantime, a merchant tried to get to the bank, and he saw what was going on, and he yelled,
"Get your guns, boys! They're robbing the bank!"
And so the doctors, the dentists, and townspeople, the merchants, did go get their guns. All the raiders outside now, 5 of them were shooting them up, telling people to get off the street.
Off the street! Off the street!
The defeat of Jesse James Day celebration has been one of our tremendous annual events. It's our key signature celebration in town. Preparation for the celebration is year-long. It started as a small festival and it's just grown ever since then. So it's celebrated every year, the weekend after Labor Day.
You know, in Northfield, we're 35 minutes away from 2.5 million people, so there's never a shortage of crowds to come down here. We'll have huge crowds that come. This year the weather's beautiful. It's going to be a big weekend.
I'm Wayne Eddy. I'm the general chairman of the defeated Jesse James Days for the year 2011. This is the 4th time I've been chairman or co-chairman, and it's absolutely a thrill to be able to work with our volunteers and put on a show like we put on in Northfield, Minnesota. In 1948, a group of guys got together and said, let's have a celebration. Let's call it Jesse James Days.
Get out of here!
They had one raid, it lasted one day, no carnivals and all that, and it grew, and then about 1960, the light went on, and we started calling it Defeated Jesse James Days. It just turned into a huge party, but it's just a lot of fun. The joke is, you can't quit unless you find a replacement or you die. Other than that, it's your job. So I've been a PR guy for many, well, all 43 years. But there are hundreds, if not thousands, in all those years that have been contributors to this great thing. I just can't let go. You know, when you get to run a parade and when you get to rob a bank on horseback, and you get to be at the carnival and get a free ride and go through what I like to call the part of town where they have all the vendors, the grazing area, and you get a free donut here or there. And I'll tell you, it's just in my blood. One of the nice things about our celebration is that we are the largest all-volunteer celebration in Minnesota. Not one person on our committee makes any money, and our object is to have the clubs like the Rotarians and the Lions and the JCs and the churches and the athletic clubs all get involved selling donuts or selling raffle tickets or selling pop or carrying banners through the parade.
Planning for the organization takes place throughout the year. The celebration itself is incorporated with their own board of directors, and many of the individuals there are meeting every week, planning different aspects of the celebration. And besides that, there's other organizations in the community that have a piece of the celebration that they take part in.
a very, very busy weekend with everything from bicycle runs and walks and all the way to raid reenactments, which is the highlight of our effort here.
This is my 42nd year holding that bank up. In the early days, we just did one performance. Now we do 8. None of us ride all 8 of the performances, but it is just as exciting today as it was in 1970 for me. And it's equally as exciting for me to watch new riders come in and watch my kids. We just retired my 86-year-old father from the bank raids. My mom didn't want him getting shot off his horse anymore. But now, you know, the younger riders coming in. So, yeah, it's a thrill of a lifetime. We absolutely want everything to be as original and accurate as possible. The number of gunshots that we fire, we're very close to the number that we're firing. We don't just go out there and, you know, go Hollywood. We're very accurate with the count. Research is what is really key, and it's what really makes our celebration and the reenactment what it is. Right down to the minutest little details that we can come up with. Now, sometimes it's hard to portray those minute details, but sometimes it works out.
We have over 100,000 people in the community over that weekend, so there's a lot of people here enjoying food and lodging here and shopping, you know, those kinds of things. So that spills over into the retail sector, well, eating places, you know, the lodging places, so there's financial benefit from those visitors as well. There's a lot of benefits. Clubs and organizations benefit, our local businesses benefit, and it literally puts Northfield on the map in a lot of ways that would be harder to get our name, I guess, out there and on the map if it wasn't for this piece of history that we reenact every year. History here is very important. We preserve, we respect it. It's kind of the old story, if you don't know where you came from, how do you know where you're going? But there is a preservation of history here that's very important.